Nag, I like your name, huh? Cobras have always been very dear to me.
Conscious practice. What's conscious? This is V, and today I'll be responding to Sadhguru's video on is there an alternative to drugs and alcohol? My name is V, I'm an aspiring yogi, love all things meditation, yoga, and wisdom based. Super grateful to have you watching this with me. I feel like I have an idea of what he's gonna say about what is this alternative, but I'm curious about what he's gonna say after, what that one thing is. So without further ado, let's get into the video.
Namaskaram Sadhguru. I'd like to know the truth about the increase in alcohol usage and addiction in my generation, my younger generation. Very young kids in school are starting to use substances and as a safe haven, as an escape for them, and that feels very scary and dangerous. I want to know why you think kids are using this, and I want to know what you think is the best way, most organic way to get people out of it.
Namaskaram, Nag. I like your name, huh? Cobras have always been very dear to me. And if you do not know this, cobra venom also is an intoxicant if it's used in a certain way. Why the need for intoxication is going up in the society? There are many reasons. One basic thing is, people are no more fighting for survival. A large segment of society has moved out of survival. When people move out of survival, they must find other areas of interest and passionate involvement. If that doesn't happen, the need for pleasure and the need for intoxication will naturally go up in that given society. This is why it's very important that even if the parents are affluent, the children should not know affluence till they come to a certain age. In this culture, even the kings sent their children to Gurukula, where they studied with other children, where everybody lived with very basic needs, because a necessary sense of discipline and involvement and engagement with life has to happen before wealth comes into somebody's life. Otherwise, wealth will become a burden that you carry on your head. And this is what is happening to this generation. And one more reason is, because these days both the parents are working largely, at an early age, the needed attention that the child needs is not happening to the child, so naturally various deviances are taken to, and there is not enough physical activity. When you don't enjoy the fitness of your body, then the only other thing that you will enjoy is intoxication. If you do not enjoy the vibrance and vitality of your system, then intoxication becomes the only way. And now drugs are not only intoxication, they'll also make them feel vibrant for a few hours. So, massively, the generation is moving in that way. And one more significant reason why this generation is moving towards these drugs is, in their minds, the heavens that were promised are collapsing. Maybe still they're not able to articulate it very clearly, they don't have the clarity or the courage to say it, but for a long time we have managed people saying that if you abstain from all these things, in heaven all of this will be available in huge quantities. Now heavens are collapsing, so they're trying to drink it up right here. So there are like this, there are many aspects. Fundamentally, there's not enough… there is no need for an individual human being to physically strive for his survival. That itself makes the need for intoxication more. What are the solutions? It's very, very important, those of you who have growing children, you involve them in sports, other activity which engages them with nature, like trekking, mountain climbing, swimming, some intense activity and also engagement with nature, art, music. They must become passionate about something, they must learn to know the pleasures of their intellect their emotion, their consciousness. When one begins to enjoy the pleasures of the mind, the pleasures of the sharpness of your intellect, the pleasures of emotion, the pleasures of your consciousness, then to indulge in the pleasures of the body will naturally come down dramatically. So this is very important, that children should go through a variety of activity and involvement and passionate involvement in various things. This will bring down the need for alcohol and drugs, but we must understand this. Today, it is being heavily marketed, and I'm sorry, the movies are promoting it. Everywhere it is being made like it's a social thing, unless you drink, you're no good. People ask me, Sadhguru, you drink? I say, yes, I drink water. They look at me like I'm a strange creature, just water? Yes, that is the most fantastic drink that you can have is water, because this body is made of water, not alcohol. 70% of this body is water, definitely not alcohol. But above all, I am a different case because I have found within my system how, this being the greatest chemical factory, if you want intoxication, you can generate it from inside. A kind of intoxication which makes you inebriated and super aware at the same time. This is the kind of intoxication we should introduce our children and youth to. This is why we are striving to bring the technology of yoga into everybody's life. If you go into certain states within yourself, you will know intoxication like no drug or no drink can ever create. At the same time, you will remain super aware and it will do miracles to your health and well-being. It is time that we learn to do things in a more technologically enhanced way. We have ways for this that people can turn inward and know the highest pleasures of life. We must make our youth experience this. Unless you give them an alternative, they will go back to the bottle, they will go back to the pill. Right now, to be healthful, you need chemicals. To be peaceful, you need chemicals. To be joyful, you need chemicals. To experience anything within yourself, you need chemical help. So you must understand, when a generation uses chemicals like this, if 90% of the people start using pharmaceutical and other types of chemicals on a daily basis, the next generation that we produce will be in many ways less than who we are. This is a crime against humanity. All of us should wake up to this fact and do what is needed.
That was an interesting video. So, right off the bat, I think it was really cool how he didn't jump straight into the yoga or meditation that I was thinking he would talk about. That was what I was trying to say from the beginning when I was mentioning how I think I know the answer from the intro. But instead he focused more, I think, fundamental and foundational ingredients, right, for, let's just say, the development of the well-being of just humans. So he started off talking about the kids and how, them not getting enough, let's say, nurture and attention from their parents, how that has a significant impact on essentially them resorting to these things like, drugs and alcohol. And then later on, he talked about, I think, a very vital thing, which I've also realized and come to really just understand the value of, which is physical exercise, right? Whether it's a sport, whether it's a hike, getting in tune with nature. These are actually very, very significant. And this is because of the fact that you actually do, at an actual, of no serious science background, but your endorphins do get released. I think things like dopamine, serotonin do get released, which are all neurotransmitters that are, again, just released when you do these activities, especially with intensity. So now I think what's happening, and from what he's suggesting, is that due to a lack of, let's say, regulation with these sort of neurotransmitters, now people are resorting to kind of fill in that imbalance through these external substances. Again, it's not about a question of good or bad, because morality is so subjective. It's just a question of, are you doing what is best for your system? And ultimately, at the end, I think those things aren't great for you, just in the long run, right? Especially with your health and well-being and even mental health, again, even physical health too. So, yeah, these are great points. I also love how at the end he wrapped it up by mentioning the technology of yoga and how significant it is. And I don't know if I can attest to this with a complete, full experience level, but I do know plenty of people that do actually get high off of meditation, high off yoga, after their several, let's say, years of practicing. And they even say it's very similar to what he was saying, which is the fact that it's you being drunk and high, but also conscious, because the problem with drugs and alcohol is that when you do it, you get these feel-good states, but then what's the compromise? Your health physically, but also a lack of consciousness, right? You're literally impairing your awareness. So yeah, these are really key takeaways that I think I had from the video. Super grateful for you watching this with me. Would love to hear your thoughts on what I've shared, what Sadhguru shared. Open platform here. Let me know in the comments down below. Also, if you have any other video reaction requests or topics, or even spiritual teachers or gurus that you want me to watch, comment down below. With that, make this a great day. Take a joyful and stay conscious. Ecstasy.